You're listening to Uncoupled and Unfiltered, the show for people smart enough to get out of the wrong relationship and bold enough to do it without losing their damn minds. Hosted by Ksenia Mensch, a divorce strategist and straight-talking badass, this podcast is your no-fluff, no-shame, take-control guide to surviving litigated divorce with clarity, guts, and zero regrets. Let's get into it. Here's Ksenia.
You're listening to Uncoupled and Unfiltered, where I talk mostly about divorce. But today I want to do something different and dive into how to make yourself feel like you again. And the best place to start is to organize and declutter your physical space. That's why I am so excited about today's guest. And it's Nancy Eaton, who is basically Marie Kondo of Fresh Starts. As a professional organizer and founder of Inspired Living, Nancy's mission is to clear out the clutter so that you can create the life you love and create a home that brings you joy. Whether you're moving out, moving on, or just finally getting your side of the closet back, Nancy has tips, tricks, and a whole lot more to share. Nancy, welcome to the show, and let's talk about how to sort, toss, and thrive.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on your podcast. Congratulations on starting something new and really sharing yourself so eloquently in the world and making a difference with people in your way. I love that. So thank you for having me. My name is Nancy Eaton. I have a company called Inspired Living by Nancy Eaton. I am a master KonMari consultant. So Marie Kondo really inspired me to start my business and really contribute to people in a way that helped them be themselves. So I'm so happy to be here to talk to you about that.
Thank you so much. I am really excited to talk about it because as we're going through any life transition and even just upgrading the home that we're currently in, decluttering, understanding what to keep, what to toss is such a challenge because there is so much emotional connection, or we assign a lot of meaning to it when it's just a piece sometimes. It doesn't really have anything behind it. So I want to talk about how can we understanding the decluttering. What does it really mean?
Right. So decluttering, I think, means different things to different people. But for my business and for my clients, decluttering really means getting it all out there. So you really see the volume of what you've collected over the years. When you take everything out of your closet, you're suddenly face to face with what you've created in your world, everything that you own. And then it gives you an opportunity to declutter or really examine the choices you've made from the past and what you decided to have in your world. Decluttering gives you an opportunity to take out the things that no longer serve you, the things that don't fit, the things that have a stain, the things that are ripped that you no longer wore, or maybe you never did wear them, or
Yes.
it really gives you an opportunity to examine. And it may be clothing that you're looking at if we're working in a closet with my clients, but it's really your life that you're decluttering. It's really space you're giving yourself in the world. And you're looking at your closet, but it's really about you. And it's really about letting go and really opening space for you to grow into. We're not stagnant people, we grow. And we need the room to grow. So that's, if you ask me what decluttering means, it's really letting go of the past. It's letting go of things that you no longer serve you, to give you space to open up and see what's new for you.
That's true, because when you go into closet, it's almost like a mirror representation. And as a woman, I'll talk about it. I mean, you look at this dress and you look, oh, one day I'll wear it. It may still have a tag on it and been there for 5 years. I never wore it, but I'm like, oh, well, maybe one day I'll see myself wear it. And it's almost like you have to let go of image of yourself and figure out who you are today to make sure that your space is clean and ready and efficient in a way. So when I was moving out from my marital home, I had to face that decision. And I think I actually revamped my entire wardrobe. I think I have just 2 pieces left from my past life. Everything else is somebody who I am today, but I still need to declutter.
Well, it's true. Most people have too much stuff, so you're not alone.
Is there a difference between organizing and decluttering? Because I think a lot of times we use it interchangeably, but I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
it's not quite the same.
I think when you're decluttering, you're really taking away things that don't serve you. Organize. So in our process, what we would do is remove everything from the space that we're working
Hmm.
in and declutter with our clients, have them choose and really develop a muscle of choosing, making decisions, and really fortifying who they want to be in the world by those choices. Um, when we go to return things to the closet, we're thinking from a different strategy. We're thinking, what's the most efficient way to organize your closet? What's the most appealing way to organize your closet? And what products can we use to help you keep those things in place? So
Hmm.
organizing can not only be more efficient, but it can be beautiful and it can make you feel a certain way. So my clients are like lifted up inside
Hmm.
of what we do. And organizing in my company, that's what organizing means. Just really, it's organized, but it's beautiful and it's a space you want to be in and really feel who you are.
Okay. Why in your experience, people struggle to let things go? What do you see? Is it emotional attachment? Is it, uh, just for one day I will use it? Is it I already spent money on it, so I don't want to let go? What is it?
You know, it's funny. It's all those things, and yet when it's you and it's your stuff, it's real. It's real for you. That, whatever, pencil or whatever, reminds you of your mom. And it reminds you of the when you were with your mom and when things were really good. And
Mm-hmm.
it provides some kind of comfort for people. So not pencil, but blanket or whatever that people have. So it's a snapshot in time, and they're afraid if they don't have the thing, I
Mm-hmm.
think people think they'll lose it, they'll lose the person, they'll disappear. And it's what's, take a picture of it if you need to, but it's an if you're hanging on to that moment with a piece, there's nothing else can show up in that space
Sure.
where what you're holding on to is taking up space in your heart, in your life, in your, physical space. So yes, it's all of the above. And when it's your stuff, it's very hard to distinguish. That's why my clients come to me. They're like, help me, so we're like looking at stuff together. Like, what's this remind, we go through a process
Mm-hmm.
of what do you have this? What does it remind you of? And, a lot of mom things are right in there, with people. It reminds me of my mom, and that's what's my mom. And it's about relationship and keeping
Mm-hmm.
that in place. Some people have lost their parents and they're
Yes.
just they're struggling to be on their own and
Yes.
yes.
Well, to me, it makes me think of, I'm sure a lot of moms, when you're a mom, and moms probably more than dads, we attach to kids' art and it's scribbles, and you get pages and pages and books and it's junk, but you have bins of it and you're
Yes.
like, but I no longer have that baby and how am I gonna let go of it? It is
Oh, that's so cute.
really difficult to let go of that.
It is. It really is. And I just with a client and dear friend who had an enormous room of artwork of the kids, of their homework, of each grade, and uh, it was it was so funny. And I said, I got it all out, and I said, here's one of the things you can do if you're alone and you're doing this process is actually evaluate how much space in your world you want to have for those memories. And once you have that box or I don't know, whatever space it is, you can't put more than it than that. That's it.
Hmm.
And so you have to be really make good decisions about what you're going to keep. But the artwork is hysterical because I think when you're in it, when you're in a mom and they're in kindergarten, first grade, everything's important. I mean, because
I
they
know.
change so rapidly, and you're just like you want to hold on to everything. And once you go through, I think maybe up to sixth grade or something, you can actually look back and try and get a little
Yes.
perspective on it and try to slim it down to a little bit,
Yes. Well,
because Because you're going to grow up and 30 years later, it's going to be in your garage and they don't want it. And you just wasted all this time and effort.
And you just keep moving it,
Good stuff.
especially if you change homes. I just did that, I think 6 months ago. I had a bin, and my kids now, what, almost 17 and 15. And I'm like, all right, time to look at it. And when I looked, I'm like, okay, the emotional attachment is not as strong anymore. So I kept some pieces that still are incredibly important to me. Everything else, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. But it took 10 years. So
Good. Yeah, good. But sometimes those 10 years have to go by, and not, everybody has their comfort level with memorabilia, because memorabilia is a big area in life.
yes.
And, I've had a room full of pictures, film and little slideshows and, like all that. And it's so overwhelming for people. They don't know what to do, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
enjoy any of the pictures or any of the stuff because there's no access to it really. But
Mm-hmm.
memorabilia is a big deal. It takes up a lot of space in our world and our brain. But I love
For
kids' art example. That was really great.
So, another question, what happens, let's say you declutter the space and people are finally releasing, and whether it's a pencil, whether it is, I do not know, some china set or clothes,
Mhm.
what happens to that? Is it being, are you finding a place to donate it? Is it being tossed? Like, how is it disposed of?
Right. So I was just yesterday disposing of electronics, technology, electronics, wires, and all that stuff. And there's a place in Huntington Beach that sometimes I just kind of accumulate things that my clients are getting rid of, and I try to get them to the right place. So they have an electronics place. They just take it apart and use what they want. So it recycles. So that's one example. But then another client will say, House of Teresa, and Teresa, anyway, a nice organization where they feel good about helping other people. They'll say all this stuff goes there. So that's one thing. They have a charity that is already designated, and I get it already, and it gets picked up or dropped off there. And sometimes there's just really, really nice things that they've collected, and they are resale. And there's some resale value in there. And I have so many contacts in the community where I'll say, send a picture. Are you interested in this? And they can sign it, and they get something back for that. So it
Got
can be
it.
clothing, it can be decor, house things, furniture. I just have it all, and it just takes a couple seconds to get it a yes or a no from somebody. And I love it when you can. One, if I can bring in a little money for the client, from their efforts, and then also make a difference with somebody. And then some stuff is just not, it's time to go to the
Yeah.
trash can. But yeah, I also have a gal, when it's somebody that I'd love to introduce you to her. She comes in, she has her own little store on eBay. So she'll come in before I leave. I get a rack ready, and it's mostly clothing and accessories. And I say, this is all up for grabs. What do you want to do? She goes through it, makes a big pile. She makes an offer to my client and writes them a check before they leave. And
Okay.
my clients love that, because the consignment's never, like, it's not complete until it's gone. It's
Yes.
sold, you know what I mean? So that's a really nice way to go to.
Okay. So it's nice for some things to find new homes, right?
Yes.
For people who really want, and some
Yes.
things that they truly need to go into trash. I get it. So we just talked about, how physical space and how emotionally we're attached to things. So how do you think physical clutter impact mental health and emotional well-being?
Well, I think you would probably be a testimony to the difference it makes to have a house that's in order, and the difference it makes to you day to day to get up and face the world, go out, get your job done, get your kids taken care of, making a beautiful dinner. It's like night and day when you have your house in order. And, I talk about the word integrity a lot, and bringing integrity to your physical space, which allows for so much in your life to go right. Your parking spaces show up, you make more money, people you want to be with show up, a new relationship happens when you have taken the stuff that's in your way out of the way, and you are set up to win. It's a different world, and it can set people free. I'm like so proud to be able to partner with people in that experience. It's transformation. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful experience to have people realize who they are and what they have to contribute in the world and how great they can be. And
And
it's just like you've cleaned your junk drawer before, right? And you finally you have that sense of, oh my God, I am under control. Yay.
mm-hmm,
Could you imagine if your whole house was like that? Could you imagine if all your digital files were all handled?
mm-hmm.
What if all the little things? What if your phone worked for you? All the apps were the right apps on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
It's a different world. It's really
Well,
transformational.
and I'm sure when people work with you, it also becomes like very empowering because it feels you are finally
Yes.
getting in control of decision making. You're less overwhelmed. It's not only about organizing, but it's about like, it's almost like creating boundaries. Okay, I no longer need this. This has to go. It's becoming strong in your own skin. And I feel this is
Yep.
just incredible feeling, especially when you're coming from a place that can be messy or like again, any life transition. Like I'm thinking you lose a parent and you have to go and clean their house, meaning like kind of organize the space or like during divorce, it's just one big mess. And when you organize it,
Yeah.
you're like, I got that. What else? Bring it bring it
Yeah.
on, you know?
Yeah. Right, right. And you really develop that muscle of choosing, making decisions. I mean, you're making decision after decision when you go through your house or a space.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of choice involved, and all of a sudden you're empowered because you are making the choice. It's up to
Mm-hmm.
you. It's your stuff. And
Yes.
you're completely turned on and lit up. Yeah,
Well, and
it's
we
a
talked
great, it's
about it
a
before.
it's a great exercise.
And we talked about it before. I actually got inspired after talking to you. I mentioned I'm a pretty organized person, but one space was my lingerie drawer was a mess. I just throw everything in and I'm like, is there a tool I can use? And one day you said, no, you just organize it. So I went and I cleaned it up and I organized it. I folded everything. And now it's one of my biggest prides and I never want to mess it up. But I never lose anything again. It's like, it was the coolest experience. And it didn't even take much time.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
takes mental effort to physically organize it and you're done. It's pretty incredible
Yes,
transformation.
it is. It's really underwear. You're going to do it. And um, I love it when I do my laundry and I spend time just folding things. It's a great meditative time. So people
Yes.
can take advantage of instead of resisting the laundry. I'm a big fan of doing laundry, but I do it like with intention. My life's like, oh, I'm going to fold this, correctly. So it goes into the drawer because I know when I open it up tomorrow morning, I'm going to have the right color of underwear to pick and the right size and the whole thing.
That's right. That's right. It is I agree, but now it's changing the mindset. Sorry. Can you sorry, I think I lost you for a little bit.
And you get to participate in a certain way.
Okay, and you know what? You just gave an incredible tip. When you're folding the laundry, it's switching your mindset. It's like your meditation.
Mm-hmm. It
It's
is.
time to
It's
think,
best.
it's organize, and it's to prepare for the next day or whatever the case is. It truly is incredible mind trick.
It is, and you have a different relationship with your clothes because you spent time with them. This sounds really hokey pokey dumb, but it's like you've spent time on. I had a pair of white jeans this week and they came back from the cleaners with a spot still on it. Oh, can't get it out. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not a good spot person. So I was a little resistant, but I'm like, I'm scrubbing it and I bleached it and I soaked it and I washed it twice. And I'll be darned, those pants are spanking clean and they're hanging up over there ready to go to
Mm-hmm.
Europe next week.
Oh,
And I'm so super proud of myself too.
yep,
It's part of the
exactly.
process.
Have you noticed that there are some areas of home that impact the mental state the most when it comes to decluttering or when it's actually cluttered?
Mm. For me, it's my kitchen. I'm thinking
Okay.
it probably different depending on the person you are, but for me, it's a real. I love to cook. I love to entertain. I love to really be in my kitchen, and that's kind of the heart of the home for me. And for me to have it set up in a way that works for me, I can throw something together really easily. Everything's where it's supposed to be. it's a joy to be in my kitchen, and I love that experience. So yeah, I think as far as a mental adjustment, having a kitchen that works is the most important thing for me personally. It's probably
Mm-hmm.
different for everybody, but
Mm-hmm.
for men, it might be the garage. They pull into the garage and they can barely fit in there and everything's falling over and there's stuff everywhere. That would be a challenge. And if you switched it and you were able to get rid of the stuff you don't want and organize the rest and set up systems for yourself, I think that
Mm-hmm.
would impact a man mostly, or a woman, depending on who,
Yes.
what kind of, if you're into cars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about, do you have any, I know you have a lot of success stories, but do you have a
Mm.
memorable one where you really saw transformation of emotional transformation of your client after decluttering is done?
Um, I think I have different types of clients. Some are moving clients and some are just get their house in order clients. And there's two stories. One is a gal a little older than me that was moving she had two homes, one in Boise and one in Inland Empire. And so we had to close down this family home. It was her family home. She brought up her kids there, lived there for 40 years. Huge
Oof.
place and a big lot. And, her husband had passed a while ago and they had incredible companies that they had owned and evolved over the years. Her family, his family. I mean, there was so much in the house and there were so many memories to confront, and we needed to get it packed up, donated, or sent to Boise. And for her, this was such an important thing. And you can't do it on your own. I mean, honestly, it was, she kind of moves me like who she was in the matter. And she,
Mm-hmm.
she would like have to retreat a little bit to her office once in a while and have us just kind of work without her. And, it was confronting. And at the end, the house was left beautifully. It was perfect for the move-in people. She had everything, loaded up and ready to go to Boise. Everything happened beautifully. And she just created this very lovely completion for her life. Her son showed up and a daughter-in-law, and they had this really nice time of letting go of the
Mm-hmm.
house where they grew up and all the memories. It was so sweet. So sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that. And she really went from being overwhelmed to being really just in the presence of being grateful for this beautiful home that she had created for her family. That was
Okay.
lovely. And then one of my clients, we spent probably 6 months with her in different projects and we went from, I'm telling you, from the attic down to the garage. Every last item in her house,
Wow.
every nut and bolt was taken care of. And we created systems and we created just the most beautiful space. And this whole home is organized.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were done, emotionally, she's just like set. She's like she's an incredibly powerful woman. And she said, I need you to come to my office. And I'm like, okay. I'm at Fashion Island, one of the high rises, corner office, ocean view. And I go in. It's really not messy, but it was like the last frontier for her. And she was just so grateful to have every last thing in her life just lined up. It was beautiful. And I
Mm-hmm.
would say, the result of working with our company and my team is really you find relationships, you make more money, you are happier, you have the space to grow and contribute to your community in different ways. There's like all this stuff that happens just out of getting your life in order. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Emotionally, she was in a really good place. So I see her quite a bit now, and she's just, yeah, it's really fun to see her.
Well, I mean, it sounds, again, working with somebody like you, I think it's so helpful. It makes decisions a little easier. It's almost like you are delegating, not really delegating by, oh, somebody's doing work for me. You have to do mental load of figuring out what to keep, what to let go. But having a person who knows how to do it right, who knows how
Mm,
to like, again, what's needed in life and how to approach
mm.
that process is incredibly important. So
Yes.
Practical a little bit, and I don't want you to share too much because I do want people to work with you.
Ah,
uh, but if somebody decide, no, 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 I can do it on my own. I mean, a lot of people,
yeah.
do it yourselfers, allegedly.
Yes.
But
Yes.
where should they start? Because sometimes to me, I remember when I wasn't sure where to start, it feels like a ginormous loaf of bread. And I'm like, I'm hungry, but I can't bite it because it's too big. And I'm like a
Right.
cat just walking around trying to figure out where to approach. So if somebody wants to do it themselves before they hire you, because that eventually happens, where should they start?
I think people can do it by themselves. It's just harder and it takes longer.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not sure what the result is. But I think that if you invite a friend over, I think that's going to help. Not a friend that agrees with you, a friend that
Yeah,
is really a little tougher than that. And I would, pick one space, have it be the closet, have it be the kitchen, have it be a entryway, whatever spot you pick, set up tables, set up clothing racks, whatever it is, and you take everything out. And probably
Mm,
start with a small space because I don't think you have to do something at the end of the day. But set aside a good 3 days and do your space. Get everything out. Go through each item one by one. Ask your question. What am I doing with this? Why do I
mm-hmm.
have this? Oh, and Gertrude gave this to me, and I feel bad if I get rid of it. Oh, okay. All right. No, you know, um, you have to have somebody there with you that's gonna like help you make that decision. And when you're fooling yourself, you need somebody to call you on it. So you're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna go through everything. And then, look at Instagram, look at the great ideas people have, copy them.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a basket you like and you think it works, then maybe try it. Try, putting certain categories of things, because that's the other thing we do when we get it all out. Everything's a category. Everything's like in a certain, all the band-aids are together, all the batteries are together. You
Mm-hmm.
never have to wonder where the light bulbs are because they're all in the same place. I don't know about you, but I find light bulbs everywhere in the house. It's so funny. Batteries too. Have one junk drawer, have one office space, just
Mm-hmm.
simplify things by making a category and having it in one space. But
Mm-hmm.
people can do this by themselves. It's just,
Yeah.
I think how fast we go with people is really that an advantage, because I can help you go through something in 2, 3 days and you're done, and it's great. And it's the struggle is not so bad if
Mm-hmm.
if you get stuck and you have everything
Yes.
out, like but
So, it makes me think of what is Sex and the City? Do you remember when she was moving and they had the little cards, keep or toss?
yes, yes, yes. She tries
That
something
would,
on, they're like,
yep.
That's
How
kind of fun.
do you have like advice for people when again they're doing it on their own or with friends, what to keep and what to let go? I'm sure there is a pile TBD to be determined what I want to do with that.
Yeah.
But just overall, like, okay, if I'm not using it or like how would you decide? Because I have shoes, and again, it's a very girly topic. I have shoes and I'm like, they look pretty. I paid for them. Maybe one day I'll wear them, but I know they're not comfortable and I don't want to wear them. So
Right,
like,
right.
but I don't want to let go.
You know, I there's two things. Those things that you have in your closet that you don't wear that you're going to wear someday, you're never going to wear them. You've probably, one of the tests is, did you get it out, try to wear it and put it back several times? The color's not right, the style's not right, it's too long, it's too big, it's whatever it is, and
Hmm.
you put it back, that's a sure tail sign. That's never going to happen. You know, do yourself a favor, buy something that fits and is the right
Hmm.
color and you like.
Got
A
it.
lot of times it's really tied to, you made a decision to buy that and you wanted a certain look. You wanted to look a certain way. Maybe Susie had it and you thought Susie looked really great that day and you wanted to look like
Hmm.
Susie and you bought the dress. You're never going to be Susie. Okay, so what? You get rid
Hmm.
of the dress. We just make some bad decisions and we hold on to them because we think, it invalidates our decision.
Yes. Yeah. So you
What was
basically,
the
you
other
just
one?
kind of look and decide, take accountability and admit you made a mistake. And I mean,
Yep.
if you look at life overall, we learn from mistakes. And if we assign The financial impact, I mean, we probably dropped so much money on junk we never use, whether it's in the house, whether it's for clothes,
Right.
whether it's for services, whatever the case is, we wasted a lot of money in our lifetime, but we
Yep.
also made more,
And
right?
that's probably the biggest thing I hear. I can't get rid of that. I spend so much money on it. Okay. It's a guilt thing, I think. You spend so much money on it, you should wear it, and you're never going to wear it. And those are the kind of things I like to try to have somebody come in and buy from them and recoup something from it, because it makes them feel like they, recouped it and they feel better about their decision.
Got it. Got it. So they don't feel as
Yes,
guilty anymore.
right.
Um, how can you avoid moving things just around? Because sometimes, like, you take things out of your bedroom, you move it to the living room. Bedroom looks great, but now
Mm,
your living room, you're like, maybe I'll get to it later.
yeah.
How do you avoid
So,
that?
so that rolls back to this thing, categories. So whatever the thing is, there's a category. And if it's a battery, it either belongs in your garage or in, some kind of utilitarian space. If it's a light bulb, it probably belongs in the garage. Or if you don't have a garage, it's in a storage, cabinet with all of those types of things. But categories. So things just don't move from room to room. Yeah.
Got it. And as you mentioned, like, people can do it on their own, but working with you, it's less daunting. Like you said, it's more efficient, it's faster, and you just get your space back, or you clear your life for something more to come when working with you, right?
Yeah, I have years of experience and I've done this a lot and I know how to do it and I know how to have it be great for the person. And people don't know how to do it. It's funny. It's not something you're trained to do as a kid, and you're not trained to let go of things, I guess. But there's a real art to it, and it's possible to do on your own.
Yes.
And it's nice to have a partner too.
That's it for this episode of Uncoupled and Unfiltered. If you're loving the raw truth and practical takeaways, do the badass thing and rate and review the show wherever you listen. It helps more good people find their way out of the chaos. And check the show notes. Yeah, we actually put some useful stuff in there. Resources, links, tools, go grab what you need. Until next time, don't settle, don't shrink, and don't look back.